Alright guys, in this video, I want to go over how you guys can plan an out-of-state hunt. Now, a lot of people that I talk to, and I was talking to a guy the other day, my buddy's dad, and he was asking me how my Colorado hunt went, and he was like, man, it's always been my dream to go hunt mule deer in Colorado and go hunt elk in Colorado. And I'm like, well, why haven't you done it? And he was like, oh, this, that, the other. It's just a bunch of excuses. But in reality, he hasn't really looked into it and found out how easy it can really be. So I'm going to go over a few things you guys can do to plan your hunt. And I promise it's a lot easier than it sounds to be. So your first step is you're going to want to create a budget. How much, gas is going to be. How many hotels are you going to get? Are you going to get a hotel? Are you going to sleep in the truck? Are you going to take an airplane to go there and rent a car? How much the tag is going to be. So once you have your budget narrowed down, then you can pick a state. So once you pick your state, the state matters a lot to do after your budget because, you have your budget, you know what you can spend. The state you choose is going to decide how much the tags are. It's going to decide how much gas it's going to take to be there, how much gas costs there. It's going to, decide a whole lot of things. So, just keep that in mind once you create your budget, and you may want to look into, how much tags are in different states, because you may be able to get, just as good of a hunt in a state that's, a lot closer than the state you wanted to go to, and just as good opportunity, but it'll be a lot less money. So once you pick your state, you're going to pick you a weapon. Now, your weapon matters because, number one, you're going to get a lot more opportunities with a bow or muzzleloader than you would with a rifle. Sorry, somebody was pulling down my driveway back there. But yeah, you're going to get a lot more opportunities and, better draw odds if you're hunting with a bow than a rifle, or even you'll have more opportunities with a bow than a muzzleloader. But rifle may be a little bit easier, and you're maybe more likely to be successful. So once you pick your weapon, you're going to want to go on that state's Game and Fish website, and or go on Go Hunt Insider and figure out the draw odds, harvest success, all that good stuff, because you don't want to pick a unit that you may have really good draw odds. And this is why I like Go Hunt more than just looking at the Game and Fish. So what Go Hunt is, it's Go Hunt Insider more specifically. Once you get on that, go to filtering 2.0, you can go on there and look at all the units that you can draw with your preference points, and it'll tell you everything about that unit, how much public and private land it is, and all that. So just, keep those things in mind. And, I would really try to work Go Hunt into your budget, because it's, a super awesome tool, and it makes things a lot easier, especially for newer hunters who haven't, gone out and done things like that. And remember, this can be done, this is for whitetail, this is for mule deer, elk, moose, caribou. It's anything that you can think of. So this isn't just, hunting out west. You may want to go hunt whitetail in Kansas, or you may want to go hunt, blacktail in Oregon, whatever. So once you, check the draw odds that you have for the state, and you check the success rates, and, pick out a few units that you might like, then you're going to kind of narrow it down and pick a unit. So picking a unit can be difficult, and honestly, the best thing that you can do is do as much research as you can about each unit, but then just pick one. If it's looking like 2 or 3 units are near the same, other than you haven't been there, to really decide the differences, just pick one and go hunting. And then the next year, maybe you had a really good hunt, you want to go back, or maybe you had a really bad hunt and you want to choose the other unit the next year. So once you pick a unit, you're going to want to pick a spot to go to. So you want to pick your spot first, or at least the general area that you want to hunt. You want to, and a tool that I think you 100% need for this is onX. It shows you the property lines, public land. It shows you a bunch of different things. But having onX, I think, is super important to go look at a map and, you know, kind of pick a spot, and then you can download their offline maps. So when you go there, you can look at your map and see where you're going and a bunch of different things while you don't have service. So that is super important to have, and I think onX is a really important tool that you need pretty much anytime you go. And there's a few others out there. I think one is called Basemap. I'm pretty sure that has pretty similar features. So then the last thing is, how will you do it? Are you going to go solo? Which, going solo and going with 2 or 3 other people is a huge difference. You know, first of all, going solo is more expensive. It can be more dangerous. You know, you have to be a lot more careful when you're out there by yourself. So just, you know, keep in mind, how are you going to do this hunt? How many days are you going to take off work? How many days can you take off work? Are you going by yourself? Are you going to stay in a tent? Are you going to, you know, stay in a hotel on the way there? Is it a long drive? You know, all these things need to be considered. And it's not that difficult once you, you know, have kind of narrowed it down. So I hope this helps you out, and I really want to recommend that everybody try to, especially, you know, if you're big into hunting, I really recommend going out of state and having that experience. It's an awesome experience, especially states you've never been to. I mean, me being from the South, you know, when I went to Colorado for the first time, I mean, while I was hunting, I would just be walking around looking, and I wouldn't even know I was hunting because of how beautiful it was there. So it's an awesome experience. It's not hard to do. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and peace out, and I'll catch you guys later.